I know it's not period correct, but you know, the collar was missing from this vise. Okay, and so I made one out of a piece of billet. Okay, I'm gonna keep my eyes open on the internet, you know, for one, and I can replace it. But I think I did the vise justice. I know it's a little bit of an upgrade. It looks way too nice for the vise, but alright, so we're at the point here where we need to make the collar, okay, that essentially holds the bolt in. Okay, there's a collar that gets bolted on here. It puts pressure against the bolt, and you know, so it can't move out. Okay, we looked at a bunch of sources online, and we could not find this collar. All right, we found one from a 973. We found one from some 2.5-inch vices, stuff like that, but couldn't find one for the number 3. So what we decided to do is we decided to make our own. All right, so if we do, you know, come across one in the future, you know, I'll keep our, you know, our feelers out there. We could always add it, you know, obviously add it later, but for now we're going to make our own. Alright, so basically what we did was we cut out a piece of cardboard in the shape of the collar, okay, so that would go on there just like that. Alright, and yeah, so that's a good fit. Just take this, I'm going to take the bolt out so you can see from a different perspective of how that works. So that'll be right there. Okay, so the piece itself, there's some depth involved as well. Let's turn this sideways. There's some depth involved as well. As you can see, we'll put the bolt back in. Then when his collar goes on, you can see that there's okay, pretty much be like that. So we've got about a 1/2 inch. Just take a quick measurement. We've got about a 1/2 inch. Okay, so what we're going to utilize to make the collar is a piece of billet. This is a piece of billet aluminum. Take a little bit of effort, but I think it'll come out nice. Alright, so we just got back from cutting out this billet, cutting and also drilling. Alright, so you can see the original, the template, back, sides. Thick piece of aluminum, 3/4 of an inch thick. Took quite a bit to cut through this. Fortunately, we don't have a high-tech water jet or CNC machine. We did everything with cut-off tool, and, you know, an angle grinder and a standard drill press. Just marking the section that we're going to cut, the cross section. Okay. Alright, so you can see that's the cross section that we're going to cut. This is the piece that goes up over here, so we need to take that portion of the back out, so then this can recess in. Alright, so we did the cutout for that. To do the cutout to allow for this area here, so we are going to cut out 1.9 inches. Okay. So in the back, we're going to take out 1.9 from the middle. Okay, so we milled out the back for this portion. Alright, so we clean that up. We widen this area. And let's just do a test fit here. Okay. That went on there quite well. Okay, it's a very good fit. So, yeah, it's a very good fit. You can take a look at it from the side. It's yeah, looking really good. We just need to really just clean up the edges and then tap the drill a hole. Just put a little bit of soap on here, okay? And that way we can get a pattern. That way we can use the pattern and get the exact spot where we need to put that bolt hole. There you go. So we'll just apply pressure there. And that'll give us the exact spot where we need the hole. You can see that. So we'll make the hole on the pattern first, and then we'll transfer it over to the actual part. Okay, so we used a punch, make that hole, and now we'll be able to transfer that over to our actual part. Alright, so we drilled the hole to accept the new bolt we purchased. We Home Depot'd this one. It's not exactly what I would want to put in here, but it's kind of cool. I mean, it's got a hex head. It's stainless steel. I cut it down to size. It was, you know, an inch long. We cut it down to 5/8 of an inch long. Cleaned up the end. Yeah, so it is a, just to let you know the size, it's a 5/16. This is a 5/16 by 24, okay? So, earlier in the video, we tapped out the threads with a 7 millimeter, okay? So apparently it's 7/1. Apparently it was very, and that was a metric size, very similar, but the actual size, I checked it out, did some research. The actual size and the thread is 5/16 by 24. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. So we tapped that out to accept this, or we drilled it out to accept that bolt. Looks pretty cool. It's not exactly really antique. I don't know if they used hex heads back then or not, but it's what we have. All right. So if we run into just a regular slotted 5/16 24, we'll change it out later on. Same thing with the with the collar. Okay, we made a pretty nice billet collar. But if we do run into one later on, you know, factory collar, which is nicer because it's made out of cast, and it also has the name in the front, Parker. But for now, this will do. And yeah, so we're just basically going to sand this down and polish it up, and that'll be that. But here's what we made. Again, I know it's not period correct, but at least it's fully functional. Okay. Holds the bolt in, and happy with the way it turned out. You can see. So, if you are missing that piece off your full size or number 4 vise, or I'm sorry, if you're missing that piece off your number 3 vise, at least you know you can manufacture something that will function. And like I said, I manufactured this out of a piece of billet aluminum. Okay, so let me know what you think. Yeah. Hopefully I won't get dinged by too many people out there saying, hey, what the hell did you do? You know, I did what I felt I had to do based on the situation. And just took a little effort. Took me about 6 hours. I didn't exactly have all the right tools. The main tool I did have was a digital caliper. That is the main tool. And the second, or I should say, the first tool is that you should have is patience, because this took a lot of patience. Like I said, it took me about 6 hours in total. Okay, I wanted to be careful. I didn't want to crack it, break it, you know, stuff like that. I think it came out pretty cool. Let me know what you think.